Hello everyone, my name is Marta Checo and I am currently a first year, but a rising sophomore, and I am running for the 2011-2012 SGA Secretary position. I started this spring semester being a hall senator, one of the 3 hall senators in Meade, and I've noticed many things while attending my Senate meetings, one of them being that I feel that there's a large disconnection between what goes on in E-Board and what goes on in Senate. And as secretary who attends both meetings, I would want to open up that path and let senators know what's going on so that more information can be getting out to students and the residents of the halls that they live in. And I also want to work more closely with the public relations officer, hoping that maybe through what the notes I take and through scheduling and talking to a lot of different other people, maybe we can start a newsletter in the MH News, perhaps add a different section on the website, just more accessible information, and on social medias, because everyone's using Facebook and Twitter these days, and I know myself that that gets my attention. So I feel like I have a lot of ideas about that. I'm really good with organization here on campus. Currently, I'm taking 6 classes and I'm part of 3 clubs. I have an on-campus job and I'm still able to make everything look okay. I'm very organized, I maintain my calendar, I'm always on time, and I just want to be that to-go person. You can always count on me. So I hope you'll keep me in mind. Once again, my name is Marta Checo. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mariah Sabir, and I'm currently a first year at Mount Holyoke College, and I have a track record of being an active leader in previous organizations and companies, serving as a TV teen host, a secretary, and president of my own company back in Atlanta. I would like to be the secretary for our SGA because I'll be sure not to leave you in the dust and keep you abreast in what is going on in SGA and be that bridge to link you. And furthermore, I'll put in play the qualities and skills that I've acquired throughout my life, like being organized, using a planner like it's my Bible or Quran or my Torah, whatever I use it, is basically what goes with me everywhere I go. I'm also a strategic planner, a good listener, very personable. If you ever want to come talk about anything, I'm there. I'm a very good communicator, and I take notes that are concise, comprehensive, and thorough. Also, having served as a TV teen host on AIB TV, I've learned to be detail-oriented, committed to the job, and prepared to step outside the box. As secretary, I plan to improve the airport van system and update you on all the notes by having table cards like on the table now, or using social media as Marta suggested also. And please vote me for your SGA secretary, and I'll be sure that I'm that candidate that you want. Thank you. Have a good day.
My fellow classmates, we are all bound by one thing, Mount Holyoke College. As I stand before you today, I am at my most vulnerable state. Today, I stand up here hoping to win you over with words and promises. With this, I'd like to stress the importance of what the SGA does for each and every single person in this room. Mount Holyoke stresses the importance of diversity, where the SGA represents the student population and often acts as the face of this school. Even though the SGA acts on behalf of the students, only by working hand in hand do we perfect this community. We already have a community that is stronger than so many others, but there is always more room for improvement. As we continue to work side by side to create a home for all, the word home becomes synonymous with Mount Holyoke College. As your elected SGA secretary, I guarantee that we will together create a community that speaks of a home for everyone. As the secretary of the class of 2014, I utilized each and every officer's different ideas to create one idea that molds together for the betterment of the class. And now, I want to bring this combination to you, the people. My job description states that as a secretary, I will be a member of the airport van committee. I understand that as we have many students who reside outside of ground transportation range, it is important that they have the means of returning onto campus, which is why, as your elected secretary, I will push for a ride system that brings back students from the airport. By taking these suggestions, as I work to improve this system, I will take full responsibility in listening to each and every single person's opinions. By taking these suggestions, I will be able to create a solution that satisfies all sides. All this will be possible when we work together, so vote for me, Jasmine Wong, for SGA Secretary. And remember, we speak on behalf of the people because we are the people.
SGA Secretary, what are some other time commitments that you'll be having next year, and how will you balance your time?
As I mentioned earlier, I'm a bit of an overachiever, and I participate in a lot of different things, but I have always been that way. In elementary school, middle school, high school, I've always had these commitments, so I'm used to this like fast pace and under time constraint, what I have to do, and I've been doing it well, I believe. I planned to be hopefully a double major, and I'm still like getting things done. I always attend the meetings. I take I think they're great notes, and I can always be communicating with people. I can talk to people, so there are a lot of different means I think I can offer the student body the kind of information they need and want to be hearing. Thank you.
Specifically with time commitments, I'm also the Class Board of 2014 Secretary. Because of some injuries that I had, I won't be participating in sports for the rest of my career here at Mount Holyoke College. So those would be the only two things that I'd be doing, Class Board and SGA. And with those two things, it's really easy to balance simply because people are understanding. I've missed so many meetings because of my hospital and emergency room visits this semester because of 2 concussions. I know what to expect. I know how to balance it. I can catch up.
As for time commitments, I'll hopefully be a part of the equestrian team at Mount Holyoke, and it's easy to balance that because mainly it's only 2 tournaments at Mount Holyoke that we have to really commit ourselves to, and practices are in the mornings. No one is up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning, so won't have to worry about that. And also I'll be a part of APAU org, and just I can balance that out with this because I won't be in the government of that part, and yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for secretary candidates? Yes, in the back.
Can you just expand upon improvements to the airport ride-in committee and how that would work?
All right, let's start with Mariah this time.
For improvements towards the airport van system, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and so I travel back home every chance I can get, and going back home is like sort of difficult getting to Bradley and Boston, who has cheaper flights, and so the van doesn't travel there, so I want to help improve where we can. Maybe like the $20 don't extend towards going towards Boston every time, so we can somehow improve it if you want to pay more or something like that, but somehow extending it so that our people, we can get back to campus or go home when we can. So yes.
My goal is to bring everybody back onto campus, because I know that everybody has come to love Mount Holyoke. It's now their second home or their home in general. So my goal is to just bring them back, bring them to where they belong, and make sure that everybody has that ride back to here. Me being from California, I understand the frustrations and difficulties like behind the looking for transportation system and things like that. And if I become secretary, in order to improve the airport ride system, we have to work together and actually reach out and talk to the people and see what they need. Here at Mount Holyoke, we actually want to address everybody's needs and personal basis and things like that. And we want to improve it by addressing these needs and putting it all together and molding it together into one solution. So I first approached this topic by speaking to the people because they are what determines SGA as it is.
I'm not as far from California. I mean, I'm from New York City, so it's much closer, and I only take buses. But I just traveling by bus and like even getting to the bus stop is difficult. So I can only imagine how difficult it must be when traveling internationally or even here domestically. So I would definitely push for more buses, or even if we have to make them a little bit more expensive. But I know as a college student myself that I definitely don't want to raise the price, so that would be my last kind of decision. I definitely think that we should be talking again, as Jasmine said, to the students, and also when do they need these buses? When would it be the best time, and how often do you need them? And just kind of getting a feel for what needs to be done. I know even with the PIFTA system, it's very inconsistent. So, I mean, if we can get one thing done and like the airport ban under control, I think we can work on other things as well.
All right, I think that's all the time we have for our secretary candidates. Give them one last round of applause.